The Good Liar stars Helen Mirren and Ian McKellen. And what is it about? Well, it's a simple premise of cat and mouse. Who done it? Who is going to sabotage who? Who knows more than the other person? And who is the best liar out of the two? So that's what it's simple. As you can tell from the trailer, there's tension between them two. Ian McKellen's character is killing people, somewhat with trains and hammers, while Helen Mirren's character is trying to be sneaky and dodgy, but who's in the right, who's in the wrong. So what's good about this movie? It is a good suspenseful movie that you enjoy watching it through and through. It's great directing, it's good writing, good editing, good acting. It kept you engaged of what's going to happen because you know it's a slow burn that something's going to happen to one of these two characters for sure at the very end, and you're wondering who and why and what and how is it going to happen as well. With the other things in the trailer, I guess this is the biggest fault of the movie is the trailer. But let's just go back to the positives. I enjoyed the story for what it was. Like I said, the who, what, how, why it's going to happen. It keeps you intrigued, and when it happens at the end, you're like, oh, that is a good payoff. I understand why it's done. Because that's the thing about some of these movies, these revenge thrillers that don't know what they're doing, is the payoff isn't there or the story doesn't justify the means of the end. The story in this one justifies what they're doing. There's some backstory of some of the characters involved of what they're doing now and also in the past, like during the war. So I guess maybe that's why it was in 2009. I never understood why this was actually based in London. London, of course, but 2009, they never go back and forth. They just go back in time. So it's a 2009 movie, which they go back to the wartime of Berlin and England as well. So now, with the story, makes sense. The end justifies the mean. The problem with this movie, I think, is actually the trailer. The trailer puts too much information in the movie because you know something's happening and you know something's going to come. I think that's a huge fault because with movies like this, you kind of want the suspense to be out of nowhere, like, oh, now it's happening. But here, you know the buildup is happening and you kind of know where it's going to happen in the movie because some of the events in the trailer tell you that those events are going to happen in the movie. So that's kind of a huge flaw, in my opinion, is how the trailer was put out because they put a lot of stuff in the movie that they make it seem really, really important in the trailer, and it's not important at all, which you could be like, oh, but that's a positive then. But then the final scene doesn't really feel as gut-punching, but it is still a great gut punch, and I did enjoy the ending. I did enjoy what this movie was going for, but I think the problem with this one is the trailer showed a little too much of what was going to happen. Of course, they didn't show at all why it happened or the how or the what, but they basically just saying, hey, these people are both liars. Who's the better liar? And if you go into, that's what you go in knowing that these are both lying people. Is one lying justification or are none of the lying justification? Or are they both lying out of a justification that is a good justification? But The Good Liar, I enjoyed it. Some spurts of violence here and there, nothing drastic. There is only really one graphic scene of, I'd say, gore to be the strong violence. But The Good Liar, it's a good, I want to call it, it's a feel-good revenge movie, and I kind of like those. So The Good Liar will receive a 3.5 out of 5 with Futons. It goes at 70%. So see the critics' news scores gave The Good Liar. Interesting, it's 64% with 96 critics, 86% with 454 of them. But there's no critic consensus yet. So that's kind of interesting with 96 critics. So there's that. No critic consensus. But like I said, it's a good revenge thriller. But you know something's going to happen. And I think that's the thing. I think keeping suspense. You want to keep suspense. And there really wasn't no more suspense. Just because how the movie played out. It goes in those tropes that you know it's going to happen at this scene. And yeah, there's that. But do you agree with my 70, the 86, or the 64? Chase like the Blue Futon. Like, comment, subscribe. One more thing is Futon and Tovey, you Futonians. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Am I a good liar? Poker face.